Hello and welcome to this training video. Today's topic is on how to do an effective one-on-one presentation. My name is Kelvin Owusu and I'm a double diamond associate with Max International. It is my hope that at the end of this presentation, you're going to have a basic idea what the one-on-one presentation is all about and be in a position or in a better position to carry out an effective one-on-one presentation. So come with me as we go through this presentation. Now, the one-on-one presentation is a powerful tool when used right, which obviously means there's a wrong way to do the one-on-one. And so when you do it right, it is a powerful tool that can be duplicated down your team and can lead to a lot of activity. If used right, it can catapult your business to a different level altogether. It is a confidence boosting tool, especially when you have a positive outcome to your one-on-one. The reverse also holds true because it could also kind of deflate you if you don't go about it the right way or if your prospect is not ready to get started immediately. However, remember that it's not falling that is the problem. It is staying down too long. And so even when you have a no, let that no spur you on to do amazing things in this opportunity. A successful one-on-one pushes you on to the next one. And so keep doing them. Next is that the one-on-one tool is a powerful momentum builder, especially if duplicated well down your team. It can boost your team activity, it can boost your team progress, it can generally ensure that a lot more people are earning good income. And as you well know, the more people earn income, the more people are likely to stay engaged in this business. And so, used wisely, the one-on-one tool can boost momentum. Now, let's look at some advantages of the one-on-one. The first advantage is that it allows you to give individual attention to that particular prospect, that particular potential partner. You focus all your attention on that person once that person is sitting in front of you. No distractions, no questions from a third party, nothing, just him or her. He or she is the focus of the presentation. And so it gives you a chance to address his or her needs directly without other people interfering in the conversation. The message can also be tailored fit to that person. So if the person, for instance, cannot speak English, you're not going to do a one-on-one presentation in English. If the person understands a different language, you're going to do the presentation in that particular language. If the person is from a different social class, you're going to tailor that message to that social class. If the person is from a particular work group, a particular profession, you're going to try and tailor the message to address the challenges of that particular profession in network marketing. And so the message is tailored fit for that particular person. And even the setting of the meeting can be tailored to suit that particular person. If that person cannot make time for a regular business seminar, you can schedule an appointment with this person at his or her convenience, and of course at your convenience as well, and of course at a meeting place that is suitable for both parties. So you can tailor the message, tailor the setting, and tailor everything to fit both your schedules so that both of you can meet up and have this session. Of course, there's no time for hype during a one-on-one presentation. Who is going to hype who? You are sitting alone with your prospect. Who is going to hype who? And remember, overhyping your presentation, overhyping your opportunity is one sure way of ensuring that you never get started or your partner never gets started in the opportunity. Overhyping can kill your partner even before he gets started. The partner is sitting across from you, he can see you, he can smell you. How do you hype something that is not evident? And so, hyping during a one-on-one is really a big no-no. The one-on-one presentation also gives you a chance to demonstrate the teamwork. We keep going on and we keep talking about how network marketing is all about teamwork. The one-on-one gives you a chance, ironic as it may sound, but it does give you a chance to demonstrate this teamwork by incorporating third-party calls and using of team tools. The prospect will recognize, albeit subtly, that there's a lot of team activity, a lot of team support in this business, and that alone can help that prospect or that potential partner make up his mind to become a part of your team. And so it's very critical that you incorporate third party during your one-on-one presentation. Of course, the third party must be pre-arranged. It shouldn't be a surprise third party. It should be pre-arranged, so keep that in mind. However, there are disadvantages, and the major disadvantage of the one-on-one presentation is the lack of social acceptance. Now, what is social acceptance? Social acceptance is where there are a group of people who are obviously engaged or look interested in whatever it is that you are sharing. And so when the new partner comes in and sees another group of people interested in what you are sharing, automatically that generates some interest in the potential partner as well. For instance, you attend a business seminar, there are hundreds of people sitting at this seminar, and then when they call for people who are interested, hands shoot up into the air. The prospect may actually be motivated to also put up his hand and pick up a form just because he has seen others also interested in picking up forms. Unfortunately, the one-on-one is you alone with the prospect, and so there's nobody else going to put up their hand, and so there's no social acceptance, except of course you are doing the presentation or the one-on-one at the company's office or at a company designated area. Maybe in that case you might get some social acceptance, but generally there's no social acceptance during the one-on-one presentation, and so that's a disadvantage you need to have at the back of your mind and try as much as possible to address it as we go along. Now, there are questions that need to be answered during the one-on-one presentation, even though these questions are usually not going to be asked. Now let me go over that again. The prospect is not likely to ask these questions, but in your presentation you need to address these questions, and so that's why this page is saying F not AQ. They are not going to be asked, but they need to be answered. The first question that comes into the mind of every prospect as you are presenting is, can I do this? Can I do this? This is a question that prevents a lot of people from getting started with this opportunity because they do not believe they can do it. And to answer this question, you need to make sure that your presentation, the presentation you are doing, is something that is in itself not intimidating, because if the prospect feels intimidated by the presentation you are doing, he or she is not going to get started. And how do I mean by intimidating? Whereas the presentation could be done one of two ways. You could sit before the prospect and rattle off all the presentation from memory. That is depending on you are leveraging on your skill, your memory, your intellect to do the presentation. Or on the other hand, you could use the tools available. Now, I would definitely go for the tools available. Why? Because by using the tool, you create the impression that everybody can do this. All you need to do is identify which tool and use on that particular prospect. And so you need to use the tools to make your prospect feel comfortable, because he will recognize that you are using tools. I can use tools. I can do this. Once you depend solely on your skill, your prospect is going to feel intimidated and it's not likely to get started with this opportunity. And so use the tools. What kind of tools? We have videos, we have presentation booklets such as the flip chart, the one-on-one leaflet. You can also use a third-party calls where necessary. And so it's critical that you use the tools. You sit before the prospect, you have a video presentation on the product, which is about 10 minutes. You play that for the prospect. You have a second video, a presentation about the business. You play that for the prospect as well. The impression you are creating is that all you have to do is press play, and everybody can press play. And so the question of can I do it does not even come up. Your aim is to create, like I said, the impression that even without skill, you can do this. Even without time, you don't have time on your hand, you don't have the luxury of time, you can still do this. Just push play and leave the rest to the tool to do. Of course, you can also reassure your prospect that once he or she gets started, he or she is going to get trained on how to go on with this thing. And with the training and the support and the practice, he or she can do this eventually. And so the aim is to get started and plug into the training sessions and all the tools, and have all the tools available to run his business. The second question, and for me this is actually the most important question, because if you answer this question, the person will find a way to do the business. And that question is, what's in it for me? What is in it for me? This is a question that most of the time people will not ask, but you need to answer this question during the one-on-one. What's in it for me? Now, to answer this question, you need to know who you are dealing with. You need to know your prospect. You need to have identified a need so that you can tailor your presentation to address that need. Because there are so many advantages, there are so many benefits of doing network marketing, but not all the benefits may apply to the particular prospect you are dealing with. For instance, you don't go talking about money to somebody who is obviously in need of the health benefits of our product. You need to let the person experience the health benefit, or talk about the health benefits, and let the person probably try a product before you have a session to discuss the business. Because if you go talking about the business from day one, knowing very well that this person is probably recovering from illness, would shoot your opportunity down. That person will shoot your opportunity down because he is not ready for that opportunity at that time. Others may come into the business because they recognize the personal development. And so, knowing that their interest is in personal development, you're not going to sell them the product, you're going to sell them the personal development aspect of our opportunity. We also definitely have a business which generates significant income, significant earning potential. We also have a lot of travel opportunity. And so, you need to identify what makes your prospect tick. And then you can share with that person that particular information and get that prospect interested and possibly to sign up with this opportunity. And so we move on. As I was saying, addressing these questions, it goes beyond just talking. You need to let your actions speak. You need to let your actions do the talking. Use the tools. Let the prospect see you using the tools. Instead of talking, use the tools. And remember, at the end of the day, your aim is to have a system that is easily duplicated, that your downline, your new partner can repeat the cycle. Because so long as the cycle can run independent of you, then you are setting yourself up to enjoy significant residual income. However, if the system cannot work without your presence, then you can never enjoy residual income. And so keep that at the back of your mind. Now, most importantly, are you intimidating your prospect? A one-on-one is not like a business seminar. You don't need to wear a three-piece suit to a one-on-one seminar, to a one-on-one discussion, especially if your prospect is going to come in and wearing a jeans and t-shirts. So you need to set the tone. If you did not give a dressing code, try not to overdress. Try not to use your dressing to intimidate your prospect. This is very key because a lot of time people think that because you are trying to present a business opportunity, you need to look business-like. That is true, but it also depends on where you're having this meeting. If you're having a one-on-one in, say, a park, maybe a park, you met the person in the park or an outdoor restaurant, you're not going to look so business-like because it's an informal meeting. However, if you're inviting the person to your office or inviting the person to the company's office, then you need to look business casual, not necessarily a three-piece suit. And so dress appropriately, dress decently, but don't intimidate with your dressing. And don't use jargon. We tend to bore our prospect by using unnecessary jargons, such as financial freedom, time freedom. All these things you may understand it, but your prospect may not understand this. So try and use alternate words that do not put your prospect off. Now let's make progress. What do you need for an effective one-on-one presentation? The most important requirement for an effective one-on-one presentation is a well-prospected individual. Without prospecting this person, you have no business presenting your opportunity to him or her, because you need to have identified a need, and your presentation should address this need. If you don't have a need, what are you addressing? And so without a well-prospected individual, you have no business going ahead to present your opportunity. And so prospecting is key. Prospecting is all about opening doors, getting to know your potential partner, identifying a need, and then addressing that need with your presentation. And so without prospecting the individual, do not go ahead with the presentation. You'll be casting your pearls before swines. Next requirement is a conducive environment. A conducive environment where you can comfortably have this discussion without unnecessary interference or distractions for that matter. The company office is a good place to have your meeting. The office building can itself serve as credibility for whatever you are presenting. And so the office is a great place to do your presentation. Restaurants are good places, provided it's not too noisy, because noise can be distracting. You need, like I said, a conducive environment. You can also do it in your home or the prospect home, even though I don't encourage you going to your prospect home or office for that matter, because I believe that you need to get the prospect out of his comfort zone. You need to get the prospect out of his comfort zone into a place or an environment that you can control. And so it's very, very important to get that prospect out of his comfort zone and into your domain or into a neutral territory. Very important to keep that in mind. However, do not do a presentation in a taxi or in a trotro for that matter. You need to do a presentation in a conducive environment, and these places are not conducive at all. Use relevant tools. Use relevant tools. You should know your prospect by now and know what he needs to move him. And so use the right tools to help drive your points. The videos, the brochures, the sign-up forms. How many of you actually go for a presentation, a one-on-one presentation with sign-up forms ready? In fact, Matt Morris will tell you that he goes to a presentation with his sign-up forms already pre-filled. Yes, pre-filled with the potential partner's information. Isn't that interesting? Yes, it is interesting, but that's the power of visualization, because he believes whatever happens at the end of the day, he is getting that sign up, and that posture helps him to deliver the message confidently. And at the end of the day, when you bring out that form and that form is pre-filled, the prospect obviously sees how much you value him. You value him enough to even pre-fill the form, and that promotes him or her to go ahead with the sign up. And so that's a practice you can also put into play. You need to arrive early. It is unpardonable to have your prospect arrive before you do. Unpardonable. You need to arrive early and be comfortable before your prospect shows up. Critical. You need to know your products and know your opportunity. As they say, knowledge is power, and knowledge brings confidence. However, what you are not going to do is use this knowledge to plummet or pummel your prospect. No. You may have the knowledge, but remember, you are not an expert. You are not an expert, so don't carry yourself out as an expert. Don't try and answer all the questions. Answer just enough questions, and then call a third party to answer the seemingly difficult questions. Because again, what you are trying to do is create the impression that everybody can do this business and everybody can get the team support he needs to do this business. If you address all the questions right there for your prospect, the prospect again is going to feel intimidated, because he definitely knows that he does not have the capacity to learn all these things. He doesn't have the time to learn all these things. And so if he cannot answer all these questions, he cannot get his prospect to sign up. And so you need to create the impression that even without knowing all this information, you can do what I'm doing, because when you meet a roadblock, somebody's at the end of a phone call to help you through. Very, very important. So do not overwhelm your prospect with information. Listen more, talk less. Listen more, talk less. Sometimes the answer to the question has been provided already by the prospect, but because you are not listening, you did not hear. And so listen more, talk less. And remember to close. This is something that most people do not do. In fact, the number one reason why many of you do not get your prospect to sign up is because you never asked that prospect to sign up. Ironic, huh? Yes, it is ironic. Many of you do not get your prospect to sign up because you never asked that prospect to sign up or to get started. And so remember to always close. Remember to close. Now, Matt Morris has a 3-step system that he uses to close most of his prospects. I have learned this and I find it very useful. Step 1, observe how easily it is I do this presentation. And so, as I said in the beginning, let the whole thing be kind of an act. Let the prospect observe you do this. And in fact, you can go a step further by actually asking him to observe what I'm doing. Observe how easily I'm going to have this presentation with you. And then you bring out the tool. Can you push play? Can you flip a page? That's all it takes. And if the prospect says, yes, I can push play, yes, I can flip, I don't know anybody who will say, no, I can't push play, no, I can't flip a page. Everybody's going to say yes. And once that person says yes, 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 are you ready to sign up? Yes, I am. Yes leads to yes, leads to yes, leads to the sign up. That's all. And so remember to close. Always remember to close. Ask your person, when are you getting started with this opportunity? Don't be shy. Ask that question. Wait for a response. And based on the response you get, you can go on to the next thing, which is the follow-up. Follow-up is key. You need to follow up with your prospect when he said he'll be ready, or even if he was not going to be ready, follow up with whatever extra information he or she requested before getting started. So maybe some will say, I want more information. I need more information about the product. I want to understand the opportunity. I want to attend the business seminar. So you follow up with the appropriate request and eventually get that person to sign up with your consistency. You need to be consistent in your follow-up. After all is said and done, you're going to come across some questions that are still going to be difficult to answer. Happens all the time. So I call it some unsettling questions. The first and most obvious of these questions: how much have you earned? How much have you earned? Now, be honest. If you haven't earned much, tell the person, I haven't earned much. And I haven't earned much because I just started this opportunity a week ago. But I still see the potential, and so I'm willing to give it my best shot. If you have been doing this business for a while, then it becomes a bit tricky. I've been doing this for a while, but I never really got serious until recently. And so I'm now building my portfolio. I've seen a little income, but I want more. That's why I'm doing this session with you today. Next question: why is your picture not on the wall? Or why were you not on stage? For us, the pictures on the wall is a form of recognition, or going up on stage is a form of recognition. And so you can be honest and tell the person that I'm not at that level yet, but trust me, at the end of this month, I'm going to be there. And with your support, with your partnership, we are going to make this thing happen. Is the product FDA certified? This question tends to unsettle a lot of people. I don't see why it should unsettle you, because your products are certified, your products are cleared, and your products are doing amazing work in the countries that they are present in. And so fear not, don't be afraid of this question. This question comes, you should be able to address it appropriately. I want to speak to a doctor about the products. It's okay to speak to a doctor about the products. It is okay. Let them go ahead and speak to whoever they want to speak to. At the end of the day, let them make the decision to take your product or not take your product. When you force the products on them and anything untoward happens, they're going to always come back and blame you. But when they make an informed decision, they know, they read about it, they made the decision themselves, and so they're not going to blame anybody else. Now, a few things you are not supposed to do. Don't make promises you cannot keep. Don't exaggerate the product and or business benefits. Don't talk too much. Don't oversell your opportunity. Don't stop learning and improving your skills. These are self-explanatory, so we are not going to spend much time on them. Now, after a successful sign-up, what is next? Remember that the whole point of doing the one-on-one and putting on this show is because you know, or if you don't know, well, I'm telling you that your new partners will try to sign their partners on the same way you sign them up. And so if you use an approach that is not duplicatable, your downline will try to do the same thing, and because he's not you, he's going to fail. And then if he fails if he fails a few times, he's going to quit the business. And so you need to use a system that is duplicatable. Ask yourself, is my system duplicatable? Is the way I'm doing this one-on-one duplicatable? Is it easy for a new person to do what I'm doing? And if your answer is no, then you need to find a simpler way of doing your one-on-one presentation, because remember, your new partner will do what you did. And so try and find a system that is easily learned. Your new partner must attend a formal business meeting after the sign-up. It is critical. Now, get this. You don't have to attend a formal business seminar to sign up to the business. However, after you sign up onto the business, you need to attend a formal business meeting. Why is that important? Because at that business meeting, you are going to see the bigger picture. You're going to see other people who are doing this business. You're going to now get your social acceptance. And so it's critical that your new sign-up attends a business seminar without fail. Too many people sign up after one-on-one and then are allowed to stay outside and miss out on the bigger picture. It doesn't help the new partner. And so insist that after the sign-up, the person attends the first available business seminar to get the bigger picture. Plug your new partner in early. The key word is early. Plug your new partner in early. Very, very important. Do not leave your partner outside of team activities. Some people think that their partners are maybe too busy or too big to be part of, let's say, a WhatsApp platform. You need to have them in there so that they can see that they belong to a bigger team, so they can see other people who are fired up and doing this business. So plug them in early. We have WhatsApp pages, we have conference call apps, we have the Max app, we have the virtual office. Plug them in early and have strategy meetings after the sign up as soon as possible. Plan when, as and when he's going to get his first commission. What are you going to do to get your first commission? To prime bonus level 1, to bronze. Have a plan and sit down and strategize with your new partner. Let him or her feel part of the team. Let him or her see the kind of work that lies ahead, and let him or her be involved in the decision making. It is critical. To wrap up, what I'll say is that you miss 100% of the shots you do not take. And so it might be a challenge for you to do a one-on-one presentation, but do not fear. Go ahead and practice, and you are going to get better at it, and eventually break through and start seeing significant improvement in your presentation skills. Do not give up. This business is worth everything we are putting inside, and it's definitely going to get us from where we are now to where we want to be. If you have any questions or any contributions, feel free to email me, info@maxteamdiamond.com, with your questions, and I'll respond appropriately. Or you can check out our team website, maxteamdiamond.com, for more information about this opportunity. I hope you've learned from this session. Give me feedback and let's improve. Enjoy your day.